Hey, it's user. Ooh, sorry, that was me kicking a plate on the table. It's user comment time. I mentioned, I think, in a comment because somebody asked me what Bible app I use just for my mobile phone, and it's this eSword LT. I guess that stands for light. You know, you can do all sorts of searches. You can have partial matches or full matches. You can search the Bible, that little Bible icon on the right hand corner there. You can choose versions and download versions, etc. But that's the app that I'm using, and it's very handy for doing things like I'm about to show you, which is another user comment. For example, we're all seeing this 11:11 or 1:11. I've actually seen 1:11 probably more than I have 11:11, to be honest. But using a verse, an app like that, you can select so that you search all of the 1:11 verses that you can find in the Bible, or you can search under, specific words, letters, numbers. But this was something that I did the other day, and I posted a video. You can see where I did it for the word half, simply because I was bored and I was thinking, oh yeah, this January 11 halfway point between eclipses. I'll just search the word half and see what we come up with. Well, we have a user on, a subscriber to my channel called @the69 Slingshot. And they've obviously used a similar app. I'm not sure if it's the same one or not, but they've gone and done the 1:11. And it's interesting because I won't read them all. You can do this yourself if you've got the app or download it. But look at all the 1-11 scriptures, brackets, that look relevant. If read from a viewpoint, a rapture day is quite interesting. If that meant if read from a rapture viewpoint, so in other words, if you believe in the rapture and you're expecting one, and you do a little Bible app search and come up with this person came up with a selection of verses that point a rapture picture. You can see it's quite long. It's quite long. You can pause and read those if you want to, or just download a Bible app yourself. But I find that sometimes an interesting thing to do, because we know God works with numbers. We don't know exactly how. I'm definitely not into mainstream media, gematria, decodes and stuff. I think that's just spastic, mate. I see so many channels all decoding exactly the same news article, coming up with about 50 different interpretations. I don't get into that at all, but I do sometimes look at Bible skip codes in the original language, and I am down with doing this sort of thing where, we can see whether perhaps a potential day could be alluded to via verse numbers and chapter numbers, etc. So it's an interesting little exercise to do. I mentioned, you can probably see, I replied, yeah. I actually did this myself. Notice the same thing. I did it last night, again, searching for 11, divide and half. And I posted a little video where you can see that I did it for half, pertaining to the division of the eclipses. So divide, I was looking for the word divide, rightly divide the word of God. Those sorts of verses came up, of course. None of it really gave me any insight, but in the process you do read some verses and learn a little bit more about the Bible. So that was a good comment. Thank you for making that comment. It is interesting how searching for 1:11 does give you a obviously a much bigger selection of verses than this, but you can pull out of those Matthew, Mark, Luke, John. Yeah, they've done it in order from beginning of New Testament by the look of... Oh, no. Yeah. Yep. So they've done it in order, and they've picked out the odd verse by the look of it that looks significant, and put them together in this little table for us with the view of suggesting that paints a bit of a rapture picture. Of course, that's speculative and also based on personal interpretation. But nonetheless, it's an interesting exercise. Take care, guys. Remember, we're getting close. We're getting very close. We could be moments away, or we could be days and weeks away. I don't know. But if you ever listen to Ken Potter, and according to Repo Man, Ken's wall is covered in certificates of achievement. So I think Repo Man said he was an engineer. If he's an engineer, then maths is definitively his strong point, or one of them. Because, everything to do with engineering is to do with precision and maths and getting the numbers right. That's from industrial engineering, building roads, etc., just to other types of engineering, electrical engineering, mechanical engineering. So it is one of those sorts of fields of knowledge where people tend to have a very analytical mind and are very good with math. Now, if Ken Potter is saying this is not a nothing burger, as he calls them, then I think it isn't a nothing burger. I think it is something big. I will always defer to those who have greater knowledge than I do. I love that saying, never interrupt somebody doing something that you said yourself couldn't be done. So I tend to shut up when I'm around people who know more than me. In doing so, you learn. And it's a bit like that those verses in the Bible where Jesus said, be quick to love, be quick to listen, be slow to anger, those sorts of things. Sometimes it's better just to shut your pie hole and listen to those that know more. So I appreciate the work Ken Potter put into his graphs, etc., and obviously Daniel Taylor and varying other people. And that has led us to trying to glean all sorts of things like we're doing now. So God bless, guys. Keep looking up, stay encouraged, and just keep praying and be ready. Be ready.